Thanks for looking at this video. It'll be a short clip of a few young horses that we've got started we think really well for their age. They'll all have sugar bars still on the papers, which we're proud of. And this particular colt goes back to Moon Deck, Top Moon, and a lot of top AAA running horses. Joe Reed 2, 3 bars. He's got a lot of speed. He has a half brother that's won several thousand running barrels. This is a young mare we call Brooke. This is her first time out of the arena. First ride outside. She goes back to Go Man Go on the bottom side and Joe Reed 2. She has sugar bars on the top. I think her potential is just whatever you'd want to go with her. These colts were still 3 at the time this video was filmed. They've had quite a little riding since. Most of them will just give you short clips of what we've done with them, and they've obviously had a lot more riding than you'll see. We currently have around 15 head of these 3- and 4-year-olds started really well, all for sale. Approximately 100 young colts to choose from, beginning at yearling at 2- and 3- and 4-year-olds. We only have a few 4-year-olds left at the moment. The trainer on these colts is Gerald Slaybaugh, really a dedicated young fellow. Does a really nice job with these colts, and they do get lots of wet saddle blankets. This is a horse, a gelding that we call Robbie. Again, he's a 2008. This was filmed at the end of 2011. This is some of the terrain that these colts all get exposed to. It's a lot rockier than it looks, so they have to learn to pick their way down through it, and quite a lot steeper than it looks. Gerald seems to think that this horse would really make somebody a fun weekend cutter. He really loves to work cattle. If you'd like to get any further information, why, you could feel free to call Gerald at 406-676, or excuse me, it's 406-745-2515. All of these colts will have the similar training that you'll see here in little brief clips. This is still Robbie. We also have another clip of a condensed first saddling and groundwork that Gerald does with all of these colts. It will be on a different video. can see Gerald's worked with him, that he can put a rope about wherever you'd imagine that you'd need one, and it doesn't bother them. They've all had it done to them. Colts are taught to pull from the horn, and they're capable of roping something outside and pulling it around. Again, they're not finished horses by any means, but they've certainly had a super start, and they have been ridden. This is a horse we call Stub. The main reason is that he got part of his tail chewed off, but it's growing back. Really a nice young horse. He's out of a mare we call Joe Reed Command. She's a granddaughter of Centurion Command and the granddaughter of Cal's Neat Sunglow on the bottom. She goes back to Pixie's Tailwind, which is a Joe Reed 2 horse. And of course he has sugar bars also on the top side. Probably won't be roping and dragging a lot of weeds, but he's capable of doing it. And you drag it up beside of him, and he doesn't get too worried about it. Again, this is just brief clips of what all these colts go through. This is the same colt again in the arena. Again, all the colts get basically all the same training. We have several horses in the performance portion of life that are doing really well. We have one that's taken a girl to world champion in the breakaway roping at the All Indian National Finals. Also qualified her brother in heading. We have another one that's doing really well in college rodeo breakaway. As you can see, Stub can definitely pull. And he can pull in the snow. This is a bay gelding that we call Raz. He's out of a whole mare that was a Sugar Bars and Burt bred mare. And also out of a horse called Button High Lark, the mare was, which went back to Vaquero Lark, Jericho Lark, and back to King. colts half brothers have been really super good ranch horses, but they'd go about wherever you'd like. This happened to be filmed before we got much snow last winter, but they've been in the same country in the snow also, so they've learned how to handle themselves on ice or mud or rocks or to my knowledge, I think that was the third or the fourth time that Raz had ever been in a trailer. Most of these colts were not halter broke till they were 3 years old.